Are you ready to turn back the clock and rewrite the prehistoric past? Join me as we tackle one of the most thrilling what-ifs in all of paleontology. What if dinosaurs took to the skies? Forget birds because we're talking about giant winged theropods that ruled both land and air. It's a prehistoric sky full of screaming raptors and terrifying predators. Welcome to Paleo Logic. Okay, so before we dive into this insane idea, let's keep in mind something really important. In reality, only a small number of dinosaur species evolved the ability to fly. But what if something changed the game? What if natural selection strongly favored the ability to fly? In this alternate prehistoric world, it's not just a few, it's many dinosaurs taking to the air. So hold on to your hats because we're about to soar through time and uncover the secrets of a sky dominated by dinosaurs. Let's go. First off, let's talk about how flight happens. Animals don't suddenly sprout wings and take off. It's more of a gradual process. First, they start gliding, then move on to powered flight, and finally develop specialized wings. We know this because we've seen it happen before with animals like squirrels and flying lemurs who use skin flaps to glide between trees. That's kind of like what Microraptor did. These ancient flying reptiles were some of the first vertebrates to evolve true powered flight, which means they could flap their limbs to generate lift and propel themselves forward. They were kind of like the birds of the Jurassic period, although they didn't look exactly like modern birds. Archaeopteryx is another famous example. This dinosaur had feathers, a wishbone, and other bird-like features, suggesting a close relationship to our feathered friends today. So, in this prehistoric world, lots of dinosaurs have feathers and the ability to glide. But how does this tiny flying squirrel thing happen? Well, it probably starts with smaller dinosaurs, maybe similar to the ancestors of modern birds, evolving the ability to glide using flaps of skin like those flying lizards. Then these little guys start flapping their arms and legs to help them jump and climb. Over time, these adaptations become bigger and stronger, turning into wings capable of carrying these dinosaurs aloft. So now that we've got our flying dinos, let's take a look at the winner-take-all race for survival and reproduction. When it comes to getting airborne, size matters. You want to be lightweight, especially when it comes to flying. Smaller dinosaurs like Compsognathus, which was about the size of a chicken, were perfectly suited for taking to the sky. With their hollow bones, wishbones, and feathers, they could have easily evolved into the first flying theropods. As for the big guys, well, things get a little trickier. You see, being huge is great for dinosaurs like the Tyrannosaurus rex, but not so much for flying. Their massive size and bulky bodies made them too heavy to take off. So here's a question for you. If the T-Rex wanted to fly, what would it have to do? Maybe shrink down over generations until it could soar like its smaller cousins. But even a mini T-Rex, like the T-Nubler, would still struggle to fly. Its tail and hind legs wouldn't be strong enough to lift its heavy front half. Now imagine a sauropod like Brachiosaurus. It was huge, but also had long front legs. If it tried to flap those legs like wings, it would need even more support. The solution? Grow a set of bat-like wings made of skin and muscle attached to its forelimbs. These wings would give it the extra lift it needed to stay in the air. But hold on, why stop there? Why not go the whole hog and give our sauropod a second set of wings, one on each side of its long tail? Bam! Instant flying lizard. All right, so our flying dinos have taken over the skies. But how did they change the world around them? To answer this, let's imagine a herd of herbivorous dinosaurs migrating across the landscape. The adults stay together in a tight group, while the young ones venture out to find food. Suddenly, a flock of flying theropods swoops down from above, ready to make a meal of the hatchlings. But our sauropod isn't having it. It spreads its gigantic wings and lets out a deafening roar, sending the theropods packing. That's right. Our sauropod has evolved into a plant-eating version of a condor, spending its days soaring high above the ground in search of tasty plants, and its nights sleeping with its paddling mates in huge colonies carved into cliff sides. Meanwhile, The theropods have transformed into agile hunters, chasing down prey on the forest floor or snatching fish out of the water. Some have even evolved to hunt other flying dinosaurs, creating epic aerial battles that would make fighter pilots blush. And don't forget about the forest itself. With dinosaurs gliding through the trees, the forest canopy becomes a safe haven from predators. The dinosaurs adapt by growing camouflage feathers to blend in with the leaves or bright colors to warn off predators. Life in the trees gets real interesting when dinosaurs are involved. But remember, for every predator, there's prey. And as the flying dinosaurs evolve, so do the animals they hunt. Herbivores develop keen eyesight to spot predators from afar or speed and agility to escape their grasp. Take the ornithomimid, for instance. This speedy dinosaur could outrun almost anything on the ground, making it a perfect target for flying predators. But the ornithomimid has a trick up its sleeve, literally. It has a thumb-like digit on each hand that helps it kick and thrash while running, confusing its attackers and giving it a fighting chance. And then there's the horned dinosaurs like Triceratops and Ankylosaurus, who grow thick protective armor and sharp weapons to fend off aerial assaults. Imagine Ankylosaurus paddling through the skies, waving its clubbed tail like a medieval mace. Talk about a scary sight. Speaking of scary, how about a hypothetical flying species we'll call Skyrex? Okay, it's not very creative, but bear with me. Picture a predator about the size of a harpy eagle, derived from the raptor lineage. It uses its sharp talons to capture prey and its powerful beak to tear it apart. It's active during the day and lives in loose family groups, hunting together to take down large animals. Now, you might be thinking this sounds pretty familiar, like a certain iconic scene from Jurassic Park, except with wings. Well, that's not surprising since raptors were likely the inspiration for the velociraptors in the movie. But hey, our Skyrex is even cooler. Just imagine a pack of these guys hunting you down in the skies or snatching your drone out of mid-flight. Now that's a Jurassic Park scene I'd love to see. Now let's shift our focus to a catastrophic event that changed the course of history, the asteroid impact that wiped out the dinosaurs. But wait, what if our flying dinosaurs were better equipped to handle such a disaster? After all, they could soar above the dust and debris, spotting suitable habitats and food sources sooner than their grounded counterparts. Plus, their agility would come in handy when avoiding falling debris or navigating through ash clouds. But there's a catch. Even though the flying dinos might have fared better immediately after the impact, they could still face extinction in the following years. The sudden disappearance of plants and animals that they relied on for food could spell disaster. Additionally, flying dinosaurs might have reproduced more slowly than their non-flying cousins, meaning they wouldn't bounce back as quickly after a mass extinction. So here's a fun thought. What if fewer birds exist today because flying dinosaurs were around? They could have taken over the ecological roles that birds fill today, from eating berries to scavenging carcasses. And the fewer birds that evolved, the more flying dinosaurs we might have seen surviving the extinction event. Some scientists believe that birds are direct descendants of dinosaurs, so it's possible that some modern birds could actually be flying dinosaurs that outcompeted early avians for resources. Now imagine for a moment if flying dinosaurs never went extinct. Instead, they continued to evolve alongside mammals, eventually sharing the Earth with us. It's a fascinating thought. Would mammals have risen to prominence without the ecological vacancy left by the dinosaurs? Would cities be overrun by highly intelligent, flight-capable dinos? Oh, and don't forget about pets. Just imagine taking your mini velociraptor for a morning glide instead of a walk in the park. Scary, but also awesome. And here's a bonus question. Are we actually closer to having dinosaurs in our skies than you think? Scientists say that many theropods had feathers, and flight might have been more common than we think. So, could it happen again? Well, not likely. Evolutionary trade-offs limited the ability to fly. Size, energy demands, and competition all played a role. And let's be honest, we're pretty happy with birds in the sky. After all, who needs dinosaurs when you have Tweety Bird? And that's a wrap, folks. What do you think? How would the world be different if dinosaurs took to the skies? And could it happen again? Share your thoughts below. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more prehistoric tales. And remember, the skies we know are shaped by birds, but they almost belong to dinosaurs. In a way, they still do. Until next time, keep looking up.